Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear respect brothers and sisters, we mentioned that we were going to use examples of perfection in the world to prove God's existence. Today, we'll start with the genetic material in our bodies. What you are about to hear is very weird. That's why I'm going to explain the information as best as I can. God said in the Holy Quran, وَفِي الْأَرْضِ آيَاتٌ لِلْمُوقِنِينَ وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. And on earth there are signs for believers, and in yourselves do you not see? Your body is made up of cells. Cells are the smallest alive units. If we took some of your skin, it would look like this under the microscope. How many cells are in your body? How many do you think there are? In fact, estimates range greatly. The best study was mentioned in an article from the Annals of Human Biology, which summarized over 30 books and studies about the number of human cells, and the result is that the number of cells in your body is about 37.2 trillion cells. One on the tip of your finger, there are millions of cells. Each cell gets oxygen and able to get rid of its waste. Each has a world of its own. Further, today we will talk more specifically about the nucleus, a small part of the cell. The nucleus contains your DNA, which carries your characteristics, genes, and also known as genotype and phenotype. This genetic material consists of genes arranged in a shape of chromosome. Each human has 23 pairs of chromosomes. Each pair has a chromosome from the father and a chromosome from the mother. The genetic material of your DNA is basically a really thin string that's really long. And in order for the nucleus to contain it, it is arranged in an amazing way. It wraps around proteins cells called histones. And the thread is wrapped into itself, so it's compacted. If we took the 23 pairs of chromosomes in the nucleus and spread the compacted DNA in the cells and connected the DNA, the combined length would be about 2 meters per cell. That is the length that exists in one nucleus in one cell. Now, how many nucleuses in our body do we have? The answer is about 37.2 trillion cells. Subtract the red blood cells and the platelets because they don't have nucleus. Now the remaining amount would be about 10 million nucleus. Now multiply 2 meters by the length and 10 million for the amount of nucleus in the cell, and now you have 20 trillion meters. 20 trillion meters of genetic material in the cells of your body alone. And the number is also what certified biochemistry book states. For example, biochemistry for dental students, page 5. And as it is also stated in the encyclopedia, the physics fact book on page 339, do you know how big is 20 trillion meters is? It is the length of 70 trips back and forth from the Earth to the Sun. Though this number is relatively modest, there are global scientific sites that estimate a far larger number, such as the Nature Publishing Group, which concluded that our DNA can take us to the sun and back 300 times, and more. Let's ignore this website and go with a more modest version, 20 trillion meters, so we can shorten the length. Now imagine Earth from outer space, the Earth smaller than the sun by about 1 million times. The circumference of the sun is estimated at 4,375,000 kilometers, while the length of the DNA in our body is about 20 trillion meters, which convert to 20 million kilometers, which means it is enough to go around the sun a handful of times. Estimated at 4,577 times. I know these numbers are hard to believe, And I hesitated a lot to show it, but I found a lot of sites that come up with the same answer or a much bigger number. And it doesn't stop there. It's much more complicated. It's strange when you realize that this genetic material isn't compressed this way, but its parts are exposed around the clock. Genetic reading, for example, if they are working, the hot cells in your body would work to repair the wound. And in order to help repair the wound, your cells would have to produce collagen protein. And that specific particle targets the particles responsible for collagen after going through all the DNA. Then it reads your genetic material, and from that reading, collagen is produced. The genetic material in your body isn't just a string that's dead and does nothing, but it helps your body develop and repair itself. We will be talking more about the genetic material in upcoming episodes, inshallah. Ask someone who denies the existence of God, who created you this way? They'll answer you, nothing. So nothing created your bones, your muscles, the cells inside of you. So it's nothing that created the hormones that are needed for your development. So it's nothing that created all of this, and all of this was created randomly. But as Muslims, we answer and we would say, this is God creation. And this is indeed a sign for those who could think. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.